Thank you very much, Mark, and thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. And I think that's where I'm going to speak from. There's many other people who have said things that I have written down much better than I could ever say them. But what I want to say to you is that I am somebody who has been in the trenches since 1972. I can only mirror what Dr. Fishman and Dr. Lee have said in terms of what we know in treatment. I do run a very large program and have had the opportunity to do that for over 40 years. Phoenix House has programs in 130 programs in over 11 states. We touch the lives of people regardless of where they come from, what walk of life, what their socioeconomic background is. And we've got a real problem with kids. The obstacles that I see are two, and they've been explained here. One is of access, and two is of the long-term treatment. I remember things by stories, so I'm going to tell you a quick story. I received an email today about a boy named Thomas as I'm walking up these stairs to tell me that he was no longer going to be admitted to our program in Arlington, Virginia, 17 years old, because he died last night, okay? He died because the mother has been spending 3 weeks trying to get a certificate of need through a public Medicaid system, okay? We thought we got it through for her on Monday. Took us 2 weeks, but we thought we got it through. Not fast enough. It was rejected because it was thought, oh, he doesn't really need residential treatment. He probably can make it an outpatient because he hasn't failed, okay? This is what is happening to our children. We're dealing with lives. I don't want to talk about the bad things, but I want to bring to everybody's attention that we're talking about people's lives. We're not talking about numbers. We're not talking about admissions. We're not talking about anything else except people's lives. The other part of this story is the length of stay, which has been talked about here. I see kids from the District of Columbia. They come into my treatment program. They do great when they're there, okay? Most of them have very serious criminal justice backgrounds. They go right back where they came from. They commit a crime or they fail. And what happens to them? They're considered a treatment failure, and they go off to jail, tried as an adult for the rest of their lives, okay? That is what is happening. As a treatment provider, I'm in this dilemma for the past 43 years of figuring out who ethically can I treat. Is it right for me to take somebody's money or Medicaid's money to treat somebody when there isn't the back-end services for that child? Does it make sense? Is that the right thing to do? I'm in a situation where I also treat people who have commercial insurance and have means. They can pay for what is needed. They can pay for the front end, the middle end, the back end, and those kids do well. Now, the reason I'm seeing so many more of those kids, as many of my colleagues, is this heroin epidemic. We are allowing kids in high school to use marijuana on 3, 4, 5 times a week, quickly move into the opioid, the prescription drugs, right? And then within a New York minute, they are into heroin because it's cheaper, it's more accessible, and it feels better. I'm standing in front of you as someone who lived through the original heroin crisis in the 70s. I was in the treatment field. I'm not in recovery, but I was in the treatment field. I work with heroin addicts. What we are seeing today with this heroin epidemic is different. I can't tell you why. I can tell you that I've been told it's because of the concentration of the actual heroin. It is a much more highly addictive chemical than we had in the 70s. I watch the recovery of somebody from the 70s and 80s on heroin, and I'm watching these kids, 22-year-olds that are filling my programs, trying to get off of heroin today. It is a different animal. Everything is morphing. The chemicals are morphing. Our treatment modalities are morphing. Thank God for NIDA. Thank God for the evidence-based practice. Thank God that we know what to do once we get these folks. But the issue is we do not get them fast enough. We are not able to keep them long enough to be able to do what we need to do. I can't help but say that it is our responsibility to take care of the children that are growing up. We have allowed, as adults, I take personal responsibility, to have their environment full of lethal agents. They are kids. They are going to test that. That is what they're supposed to do. They are supposed to take risks. Why do they do it? Because it makes them feel good. That is what a normal adolescent will do. We as adults have got to make sure that our environments are safe for these children as best as we can. And when we fail in that, we have got to be responsible to allow them access to treatment. And we are not doing a good job of that. And that's what I hope that we as a community can actually achieve. The delivery of substance abuse treatment, we know what to do. Everybody in this room knows what to do. Not that we can't improve it, but we know how to treat it effectively. We don't have the ability to do that. Our hands are tied. So please, whatever we can do as individuals, as community, as congressional offices, as government officials, we have got to do this for our children. Thank you.